Hello Leo, Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you so much again for joining me on my channel. We're going to be doing your January 2024 monthly reading to start off the year. So let's see what we got for you. Again, this is going to be a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what does not. Lots of major arcana. And as always, these messages are here to raise your awareness so you can use your power of choice to make the best decisions possible to manifest whatever it is you want in your lives. So let's go on to let's talk about the recent and long-term past. So here we got the Hanged Man here reversed for some of you. I mean, there's something here that's telling me major arcana. So it could be something in the past 6 months to a year or so, where things just have been not moving forward the way that you want to, if that makes sense. I have a feeling for some of you, we're talking about love. I say that because we got the Two of Cups here in reversed. So here it's really telling me that, for some of you, that just like maybe finding the right person of any kind, trying to find new love, hasn't been working out in a certain way. But also it's kind of here with that reversed Hangman. It also says it's kind of like a pause that's been needed. I have a feeling I've been saying this for some of you Leos for like the past 2 or 3 readings, like where things have just been at a halt or a standstill. And I know I've gotten some of these cards with you before, but yeah, it's really there's really something telling me that there's a long-term pause that really is just needed for more reflection. We also have 5 of Pentacles here in your reverse. So for some of you who have just been left out in the cold, if there's been a breakup recently or anything like that, where you just have lost love, and you really have been left to your own devices and stuff like that. Some type of separation. So here it's really telling me, either if you've lost love recently or just had things have just not been working out in some type of way, you need to embody this moment. You need to embody that hangman energy, because the hangman puts himself in a conscious pause where he turns himself upside down, hangs from a tree, and basically he's looking at the world from a different perspective. And by doing so, he sees the world in a different way. New enlightenment comes, new insights, all of this stuff. They get to know the world and maybe what they want much better by doing so. So I think for some of you, if this is love related or anything like that, it really is saying to take advantage of this time if it has been very slow in terms of the love game, and also to really maybe address certain things like that 5 of Pentacles energy in terms of being left out in the cold, any type of any type of behaviors from your past relationships that really have hurt you of any kind, and to really do that self-reflection. And now let's move on to your present. So here I almost see, first of all, we got another major arcana. We got the Hermit card here in reversed. So here, Hermit, very much different from the Lovers. Hermit is alone. He takes a journey to the soul alone. So in the reversed, it's saying, this could be a confusing time. I have a feeling this goes down in this diagonal from the Hanged Man to the Hermit and ultimately the Tower, which we will touch upon as well, but that's down the road. But right now we got the Hermit, and it's really saying, by doing this dark night of the soul, by doing this soul searching, you're able to release yourself from that 5 of Pentacles energy, anything from the past that really has hurt you. But ultimately is to get to know yourself on a much deeper level. The universe is saying to know yourself, get to know yourself. If love has been out the window for a while or recently, this is the opportunity for you to connect right back down with who you are and what it is that you want. Because that Hermit, he's searching for a light in all of this darkness. In fact, he carries this lantern. That lantern is his truth. A star is in there. But depending on how much he knows about himself, that lantern is only so bright. The more he's able to know himself, it shines brighter and is able to guide him through the darkness. So there's really something here that says that it's really asking you to reconnect with yourself. Now that any type of relationship or anyone who is not meant to be with you is out of the picture, now it's time to get back to number 1, I feel like. Finally, we also got the 4 of Swords right here, again, sanctuary, rest, all of this stuff, contemplation. I think I've said this a lot for some of your readings for Leo, but yeah, it really is, if this does resonate, just really getting back to who you are, resting, especially if you have gone through an emotional turmoil or separation of some kind, to really get back into yourself, to release yourself from any types of thoughts at nighttime, especially that may hurt you or haunt you in a certain way, things that keep you up at night, all those types of things. And so now I have a feeling here we got the Chariot, and I love seeing this because it's really saying by doing this soul journey, by taking the time to look at your life from how far you've come to who you are now, and to getting in touch with who you are right now in this present moment, it will unlock the ability to move forward. The Chariot is all about that. This Chariot, it only moves in a straight line, very direct, but the only reason it moves direct is because it knows where it's going. The Chariot is about fast movement in a very, very certain direction. So here it's asking you to do the same. Find out what you want. What do you want out of your relationships for some of you? What do you want out of your greater picture of life? That's just as important too, because your relationships will have to be able to support that too. So there's certain things here with all these major arcana. It's really to ask you the bigger questions. Of course, love and relationships are great. It's just another wonderful part of life, but it's not the complete picture. These major arcana are really asking you to look at your body as a whole, understand yourself as a whole. And then, the relationships will be part of that, but it's really asking you to be clear on where you want to go, where you're heading. What do you even want out of relationships? What do you want out of the person you want to be with? Can they support the lifestyle, job, career, or ambitions that you may have for yourself? Would they be supportive of that? So these are things I think that, the universe may be asking you to consider, because it's going to unlock the correct direction that is in alignment for you on how to make those relationships happen. We got the Tower card as well. As I said, you go from the Fool to the Hermit, and finally you got the Tower. It's, Tower moments, totally scary, totally annoying. I totally get it. I've been there myself many times. But here it's really saying, you need to break down all this pain or anything that has really built up in you about relationships or your life, or anything that has made you feel like, left to your own devices, anything that keeps you up at night, whatever it is, you need to let it go. This Tower moment, you have to let it happen. I think with these reversed Hangman and reverse Hermit, there shows some resistance to that, which understandably so. No one wants a freaking breakdown with the Tower, But it's really that saying. It's like you can't. It's like it's made to break you down to build yourself up into something new, and that is a shit process. Sometimes I get it. Very difficult, but that is what's needed to happen sometimes, in order to really be at one and at peace and in harmony with where you need to be at your present moment. We also got the Moon reversed here. So here it's really saying as well, it's do that dark night of the soul, understand that, you have to face your fears, face any confusion, face any doubt that you may have, and it's going to lead to that full moon moment. That moon is there as your intuition. Let that guide you. Let your intuition guide you, especially if it's a new moon, where the moon isn't even visible at all. You have to trust your intuition if you're out wandering in the dark sometimes. So there, it's really asking you to trust your intuition, and by doing so, you're getting to know your intuition, getting to know who and what it is that you want out of your life. We also got the Four of Wands here in reversed. I have a feeling this could be a big finishing line moment for some of you. This could be a big turning point, milestone for some of you to go through this process. And by doing so, you will find your tribe. You will find the people who are there at the end of that finish line who support you and all that other stuff. So here it's really saying, I feel like for some of you, like there is a big change that needs to happen. There is resistance to it because it will be painful. I totally understand that. But understand that pain will heal. We are always healing as humans, but if we hold on to old pain, we don't have the opportunity to. So we have to really go through that pain, not around it or repress it, one or the other. We have to really go through that pain in order to unlock the path, unlock the direction where we need to be heading for our most benefit, our highest self. So let's move on to some clarity cards and let's see what we got. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So here we got the 7. We got the 7 of Wands, called Valor. Here it's really asking you, again, to be brave during all of this, because here this man, he's being faced with a lot of opposition, It almost feels like, to me, very 5 of Wands energy, with all these wands like underneath them, just like putting their wand up, trying to be heard, trying to, be seen. And it's like he has to face all of it. He has to face all of those things at once, and it could be overwhelming. And I think this may be, for some of you that does resonate with this reading, talking about that pain. We don't want to deal with all that sometimes. Sometimes we just want to stand above that rock and just not even look at it, not even deal with any of this stuff. But it'll always be there blocking your way in a certain sense. So here it's asking you to really heal from any of the past pain, and do it with valor, do it with bravery, because ultimately those are just things that are getting in your way. Finally, we got the Knight of Swords. We also got this Knight because landing right next to that 4 of Swords reversed, it's really asking you to not make any hasty action, but in terms of physical action, but really mental action. The same type of thing. Have valor in your mental fortitude as well. Find the truths that lie, that make sense to you, that are very true to you, even the truths that may hurt a little bit, the things that we may be lacking as a person, even in love life or work or whatever it is that we try to achieve. Those things are true, and we have to accept those things as well. So here that Knight of Swords is asking you to really face those things like as if you're ready for battle, the battle of the mind, which I hate as well. But the battle of the mind, you have to really fight any type of doubt, fear, insecurity with your one sword of truth, the truth that you are deserving of love, that you are a good person, decent person to those around you, that, that we're all trying our best, and I'm healing the best that I can, and I give my best every day, even though it may not seem like a lot. I still show up to the table every day. So there's certain things there with that Knight of Swords. I think by going through that contemplation process, you will find that truth that will guide you and help you fight those more intrusive thoughts. We got the 6 of Pentacles as well. Material success. Again, I don't see any type of financial stuff here in particular, but I think about the 6 of Pentacles in terms of what the card usually says with wisdom, but really just learning how to give back and balance with your energy to yourself and to others. When we are on the search for love, we can put all of our energy toward the other person, trying to get that person, trying to find the right one, really just spilling your energy out, when maybe you have to give to yourself back as well. You are not out of the equation of life. You are part of the solution to it. So you have to take care of yourself as well and put your energy back into your healing, for some of you that I can see here. Let's pull out some more cards. Let's see. Interesting. Divine animals. Nourish. Yep. Ask your soul. Yep. So here, divine animals, number 1. Any one of you who out there who has pets of any kind, rely on them. The pets are the ones who give us the true unconditional love that humans cannot. So rely on them. Anyone who is spiritual at all, who believes in any type of totem animals, spirit animals, stuff like that, go to them, ask your guides, ask your guides for their attention, for their advice, for their love and support, all of those types of things, So here it's really asking you to, rely on your spirituality, for those of you that does resonate with, and also just like, if you have animals of any kind, just to rely on them. I have a feeling, because I know when it comes to love, when a person is single, coming home to a dog who just loves you unconditionally is like the best feeling ever. Or a cat, or whatever you may have, But animals, they show a certain love that, that runs so much deeper. Nourish. So here, it's really asking you, again, to nourish yourself, nourish your healing, I've never gotten this card yet before in this deck, so I think it's really asking you to give back to yourself. Your soul may be starved of something right now, starved of attention, starved of its own self-love that it may need, self-acknowledgement. So here is asking you to really nourish your soul, nourish who you are first, so that you have more to give and you have a clearer sense of what you can give of what you want from the other person as well. And finally, we have ask your soul. Again, that Hermit lies right in the middle of your spread. Go through that dark night of the soul. Go through that journey of self-discovery, through the dark parts, through the fear and the confusion and the doubt. Ask your soul, so it's really asking you to get in touch with your soul and know what it wants. And by doing so, you can ask the clearest, best intention to get the outcome that you may want. Finally, let's pull out one last card. Purification. Yeah, so as I said, this is healing. There is something here that's saying there is trauma from the past that really needs to be uprooted in order for you to be more present in terms of, whatever opportunities toward love or whatever it is you may be working on right now. So that purification process is really asking you to heal yourself. As I said before, there's a lot of healing, I think, that can be benefited from this. It'll open up doors for you and you'll learn a lot of life lessons. You have at least 5 to 6 major arcana right here. So there's a big lesson that needs to be learned. And some of these cards that they've been popping up, I think from past readings too, I think it's really asking you to really dive in deep and to really do that purification, that self-reflection, introspection, that healing from the inside in order to make yourself ready for future love interests down the road. So that's kind of what I see here for you Leos for the month of January. I know this sounds very similar to like maybe the past 1 or 2 readings before, but I mean, what can I say, But again, if anyone did resonate with this, get that healing done. January 2024, it's a new year. It should be a new you as well. So heal yourself so that you can be more available to new opportunities coming down the road. So if this did resonate with you guys, make sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment if it did. I love hearing from you guys. And also consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't. Would love to keep in touch for future readings. But that's all I got for you right now. And I want to say Happy New Year 2024. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much and goodbye.